Hi, welcome to Travelog. I'm Mark Edwards. Now, you're probably wondering what this sweeping mountainside metropolis is behind me. Well, it's Chongqing. It was once China's wartime capital and is one of the 4 cities in the country that enjoys the same importance as the provinces. As Southwest China's largest and most populated cities, it's a wonderful mix of tradition and modernity. And it's famous, I've been told, for hot pot, hot views, like the one we've got here, and also hot girls. Let's go and explore. Hot is the word of the day and of the trip. The weather's on our side and it's time to spend a day discovering what Chongqing has to offer. It takes around 2.5 hours to fly from Beijing to Chongqing, and only 2 from Hong Kong. But as soon as you get in, you better get moving, as there's so much to do. Chongqing is much more than just a place to kill time before you take your 3 gorgeous cruise. Perched on steep hills overlooking the point where the Yangtze and Jialing rivers converge, it's a bustling metropolis that 5 million people call home. If anything, Chongqing is a city where old and new sit comfortably together, the traditional and the modern juxtaposed along Chongqing's rolling hills. Every travel destination has its list of things to do, places to see and things to eat, which is lucky for us, otherwise we'd be out of a job. And Chongqing is certainly no different. It means double happiness or repeated good luck. This is because Emperor Zhaodun, almost 1,000 years ago, had previously been made the prince of the city. And on becoming emperor, he changed the name in celebration of these 2 happy events. The city is an adventure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as it is arguably even more impressive at night when the lights turn Chongqing into a visual feast. Geographically, Chongqing puts me in the mind of a koala bear hugging a tree. The city is the koala and the mountains are the trees. With this in mind, there are many different forms of transport to take you around the city. However, unlike the majority of Chinese cities, you'll find bicycles more conspicuous by their absence. And having seen the steepness of many of the Chongqing roads, it's easy to understand why. It's also worth noting that the city is filled with long staircases and escalators, again thanks to the numerous hills. So you might be used to taking a train to work, a bus to work, even a subway to work. Here in Chongqing, we take what is called a bus in the air. That is a cable car that goes from one side of the city to the other across the river. It costs 2 kuai. I'm going to go and jump on. There are actually 2 cable cars in Chongqing. One runs across the Jialing River and the other across the Yangtze. For tourists, it can be a fun new way to travel. But this is how a large proportion of the Chongqing population gets to work every day. If you're just doing it for fun, try to avoid making your maiden voyage in the morning or late afternoon, as you'll find them packed to the rafters with commuters. I was clearly far more excited than everyone else there. I must have looked like a goofy idiot to all those working Chongqingers. It's just a standard form of transportation for the majority of these people. So I'm sat here in the cable car in Chongqing, and it's a bit of a strange feeling being in a cable car in a city rather than on a mountainside resort, ski resort, which is normally what most people are used to. But here in Chongqing, the locals actually use the cable car as a form of public transport to cross from one side of the river to the other. It's pretty cool. China's mightiest river, which is also the 3rd longest in the world, is the Yangtze. Known in Chinese as the Changjiang, literally meaning long river. It was and is still very much of a port town, and even these days you can still witness cargo ships sailing along the Yangtze and Jialing rivers. As a busy river transport hub, the city, 2,400 kilometers upstream from Shanghai, lies at the gateway between eastern and southwestern China, and because of this, enjoys an enviable commercial advantage. One of the central areas of Chongqing is known as Chaotianmen, and it's a place which in many respects exemplifies the lifestyle of the people of Chongqing. It's laid back, relaxed, with groups of friends sitting everywhere, chatting away and watching the river flow nearby. I reckon I could easily get used to this tranquil way of life. One of the truest facts about Chongqing is that it evolves year on year. And if you want to keep up to date with these changes, head to the Chongqing Urban Planning Exhibition Centre. Now don't laugh, and certainly don't judge until you've been here. So I'm here at Tianmen at the Chongqing Urban Planning Exhibition Gallery. Now this kind of place may or may not be your cup of tea, but it's highly regarded and I've heard a lot of very good things about it. It's a chance to see how Chongqing was in the past, so the history of Chongqing, how Chongqing is right now in the very present, and how Chongqing hopefully will look in the future, which is what this miniature model in front of you will give you a chance to see. Chongqing 2020. In my mind, these types of places usually conjure up a nightmarish mix of maps, dust, books, boredom, and dare I say it, a contender for top 10 places not to take children. And now think of the exact opposite, and you have Chongqing's take on what an urban museum should be. It's the personification of fun for all ages. There's games everywhere that are effortlessly mixed with information so that everyone can take something away. Here you'll find all the information you need on the city. Interestingly, there seem to be as many local Chongqing people here as tourists, which is a testament to the museum. So, grab myself away for a second. I'm playing a very, very fun flying game where I've got a bird's eye view in a plane over the whole of Chongqing, and I get to learn a bit as well as I fly over certain places. Little bubbles come up and give me points, and I get to learn about that specific place. Who said urban planning was boring? This is awesome. Any of you who've been to the La Villette Science Park in Paris will appreciate how much fun learning can be. And this is absolutely true of this place. Even the most rambunctious little children will have a great time here. It has allied state-of-the-art technology with an emphasis on playability and, above all, fun. It's a fully hands-on experience, which is a treat for the eyes. There's also a plethora of information on the culture and traditions of Chongqing.